Hiya folks, we're going to tackle the Triumph Acclaim bumpers today. We're going to get them all in black today, so let's get on with that. Right, well, I've got plenty to do. I'm waiting to cut the paint back on the Triumph Acclaim itself, the bodywork. Jim is going to get me some G3 cutting compound. That's going to be a lot better for cutting the paint back, because it's really hard now, that surface lacquer I put on there. So I'm waiting for him to go to the suppliers today to pick some of that up for me. As a result of that, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to finish these bumpers off. I've done a bit of filling on them, a bit of sanding down. As you know, I've done the underside of them, so we're going to get that sorted out. But first of all, I'd just like to say thanks to Craig Mackey, who has purchased this old Thor big club hammer there. Well, it's not a club hammer actually, it's got a copper end and a hide end the other side. It's a number 2 on there. And that just adds to my arsenal of hammers, which you know, specialist hammers, where you don't want to just hit something with a hammer if it possibly can break or damage. The copper end and obviously the hide end, with all the weight this has got behind it, is really going to be handy as well. So thanks very much, Craig. That come yesterday, by the way, so that's really good of you to do that. Thanks very much indeed. So what are we going to do? I've done a bit of filling. Let me show you. So the surfaces actually wasn't too bad, but I've gone along and I've actually ground down the bits where I needed to, and I've applied just some stopper filler there, where this is along the top edge on this one. These are actually both the same. The front and the rear bumpers on these, lucky enough, are actually both the same. This one's the rear one, so all I need to do is give them a light sand down, but I need to dress this filler back obviously, so I'll be doing that. And paints I've got, well, I've gone back to bare metal. I'm just going to use some zinc aluminium spray there, just to touch before I prime. The primer is going to be the U-Pole Power Cam, which is like a, well, it's a sort of a filler primer. It's not a very, the stuff out of the cans is never really thick enough really to do proper bodywork, but I'll have to give it a few coats of that. And the surface, I'm just going to use the Rattle Can Rust-Oleum satin finish black. I think they'll look nice in satin black. I've got 2 cans of that, hopefully one for each bumper. So let's put you on a bit of time lapse. Let's get this sanded down and let's start priming it. See you in a minute. Right, I'm working my way through it. I'm doing it by hand because the DA's gone missing again. Jimmy borrowed me his one, but I just fired the compressor up, went to get it out, and the DA's not here, so Jimmy's obviously taking it back again. So I'm doing it by hand. I'm using a bit of 120 grit paper initially, just to get this down feathered in, just to get it nearly where it needs to be. And I'm nearly finished now, so I'll just carry on doing this little bit. And I'm just looking for the edges to blend in. I've got a line there, but I've got to get that out obviously, because that will show through. So I've got to keep sanding, but I'm looking for the edges. The edges are nicely blended in there, as you can see, but I'll keep going to get that line out there. And again, I'm keeping it's on a flat sanding block at the moment. And just keep going over it. I'm cutting at different angles. One time I'll go that way, and then I'll go that way. And providing you've got your paper clean, and it's not clogging up, if it is, just give it a tap, and then just carry on, and your paper should cut. You can do this wet, but I hope you can see how that's blending in now. And don't forget, this is 120, so I'll just rub my finger over it. Now I can feel that's lovely and smooth now. I will finish that off because I've got 120 grit in here. So I will finish that off with like a 240 or 360, and then I'll prime it. So I'll just do this last little bit here. And as you can see, it's coming down nicely there now, look. So I can leave that because the lighter paper will actually get that down where it needs to be. So I can get rid of that 120 grit now. That's, as you say, look, P120. And just to show you now, I'm just going straight in with 320. And I'll do this bit by hand. And new 320, I'll go over the whole bumper with this now, but I'll just show you how it will blend in. And that is it. Oh, that bit there, look, do that bit down there. Again, if you've got nice sharp cutting paper, it will blend in absolutely lovely. And I can't even feel that now, I'm rubbing my hand over that. And also that, I can't even feel that. There's a bit of bare metal there, which I'm not worried about because I'll put some etch primer over that. So I'll go over the whole bumper now with just 320, and that will prepare it now for the primer. So let me do that. Right, all sanded down now to 320 grit. I'm going to get some panel white now. I just bought this new one, as you probably know. It's just a standard degreaser, panel white, whatever you want to call it. So let's pull that up there. Get up there. Right, okay. I've got a nice clean cloth. Would it if I pulled a little tab out, wouldn't it? Hang that up over there. Right, let's get that on there. And this is just going to prepare the surface. Get all the grease off it. Ready for spraying. So I'm going to give it a good wipe down. And I'll see you in a second. Right. Okay, now let me get some clean paper to put down on here, just so that we ain't throwing no dust up in the air. I've given it a sweep and a hoover up, so but I'm just going to put some paper over there. See, this is where this paper's handy. This roll, you can just pull it off. Literally just, there you go. Whack it down there. There's my part. Bring it in there. And I could tape that round there if I wanted to, but I'll just leave it like that for the moment. And it's ready for priming. So what I'm going to do now is just where there's a little bit of bare metal coming through, I'm just going to give that a spray with the zinc spray. So I'll just get that done now. I'm not going to mask up the underneath. You know, I've already painted the underneath. But if I have to touch it up with black again afterwards, it's not a problem. And this, as I said to you, is zinc spray. All right, okay. I'll put my fan on. Just got a little dust mask here. And literally just touch up where there's some bare metal. Just dust it on. Just a primer. It's quick drying this stuff as well, so. There we go. Just a bit in the middle there. Right, okay, that's that. So again, as I said, I ain't got to go too mad. I just got to let that flash off. Now, ideally, I would have had my infrared lamp on that now just to help that along, but I haven't got that. I've got to put a new bulb in it, so I've got. But they're £45 each. Them infrared bulbs, about that long on a standalone heater, so I've got to get that sorted out. But I can go over that with a heat gun, so I'll probably end up doing that now. Let's go and get one. I would go over it with a heat gun if it was here. Oh, he borrowed that as well, hasn't he? Oh, that boy of mine, honestly. Oh well, I'll have to let that go off in its own time, probably about 10 minutes, then we'll hit the whole thing with the undercoat. I'll see you in a minute. Right, I've got the U-pole primer now, so I'm going to go over that. Let's get it sorted. Again, I'm going over with a light coat first of all, let that flash off, and then we'll build up to a heavier coat afterwards. Right, it's been about an hour now. This is dried off now, and I've got some 500 grit paper here. You can do this wet, you can do it dry. I'm going to do it dry just to show you can do it dry. You'll probably see everyone else doing it wet. And all we're going to do is literally give the surface where we've primed it. You can hear that roughness on it. And by going over it with the 500, just do that like that. Do a little bit first, and then listen. So let's get the dust off it first. Can you hear that? A lot smoother. Listen. So that's all I'm looking at doing. As I said, you can do it dry. I'm going to do it dry. I'm going to put my mask on. Bear with me. I've got to get one of those proper tables. I'm on the lookout for one at the moment. You know, the big tables where you can hydraulically lift it up. This will do for now, but I've had this for years and years. I'm looking at getting one of those. Anyway, that's another story. Let's get my mask on. And I'm just going to go over this lot now with the 500. Just to literally take that key off of it. And I'll see you in a minute when it's done. Okay, so just going to turn my paper over, just so I've got a nice clean face for spraying the black. That's got rid of all the dust. I've got my panel wipe here again. I'm just going to wipe it all down yet again. Bear with me. There we go, get all that dust off again. Now we're down to 500 grit now, as you say, so that's ideal for a top coat, or finishing coat rather. Another splash of that. Yeah, as I say, this has only gone off now, literally about half an hour ago, about an hour ago. I've been in editing this video up until now for about an hour, so you know, it ain't going to take forever, but it would have been a lot quicker if I would have had my heat lamp here, obviously, but I didn't have it. So I had to make do, and that's why I had to go in and do my editing. And that's a lot smoother now. And we can now go ahead and paint that. It's degreased. It's dust free. As dust free as you can get in my log cabin. So I'm going to get me paint out now. And as I've showed you before, I've got this satin black Rust-Oleum paint. It's very good. It's pretty reasonable priced as well. I've got a couple of these containers, these little measuring jugs, which I'm just going to put underneath just to get the base up in the air. There we go. Let's just centralise that a little bit. There we go. That just means I can paint that bottom edge properly. Right, okay. The can's had a good shake up. Where'd I put my mask? And again, light coats first. Right, okay, first coat on. So we're looking for this to go off probably about 10 minutes or so, then we'll come back and we'll put a more complete coat on it. And I'm going to probably build up 3 coats on it, just till we get full coverage, and presto, that should be the job. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay, I think that's enough. I think I've given it enough. It's had 2 good coats now, and I'm going to let that go off now, leave it overnight now before I start assembling it. I've got the strips to go back on, I've got the inserts to go in, I've got the end caps to go on. But I won't be fitting these yet until I've cut the paintwork back, and I can't do that until I've cut the paintwork back and Jimmy's brought home the G3 cutting compound, so that's coming up during the week anyway. Right, okay then, I'll leave that here for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell if you do like my videos, and set your preferences to all, that way you get notified every time I upload a video. Thanks very much, I'll see you in the next video, and until then, bye for now.